Hi and welcome to my channel IMO Reviews. My name is Elliot and today we are looking at Disney Plus's WandaVision. So WandaVision is the first of several spin-off shows from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, this one specifically focusing on the lives of Wanda Romanoff and her partner, husband, Vision. Episodes 1 and 2 both dropped at the same time today. I am going to be discussing spoilers, potential reveals, so if you haven't yet watched it and you think you might want to, step away now, watch it, come back, watch this after you've seen the show, because I don't really know how I can talk about this without sort of getting into the nitty-gritty, really. I really didn't know what to expect from WandaVision beyond what the trailer said, which wasn't a lot. You kind of got the sense that it was going to be in some sort of sitcom comedy scenario, in black and white, but the reality of it all is under question. Is this something that they're making up as they go along in their own minds? Are they in a facility? You don't know. I'm guessing that is going to be the big reveal of this series. I personally thought it was a really, really tough pilot to get through. I don't want to be too harsh because I understand that my issues with WandaVision they're personal issues, that I just generally don't like these things happening in my films or TV shows. Others might love it. It isn't my cup of tea. Straight within the first 5 minutes of the opening episode, when you hear canned laughter, I rolled my eyes and thought, no, please, let's not do this. If I wanted to sit and watch an hour of Everybody Loves Raymond or One Foot in the Grave or any number of crap throwaway TV shows that do this crap, I can't stand it. I really don't like these sort of things. Friends, they're the same thing. They're all the same thing. Sadly, that is the path that WandaVision decided to walk, and to a degree I can understand it, because Paul Bettany's character of Vision, he's very well spoken, he's very how to do, cardigans and ties right up to your neck, that sort of thing. But beyond that, no, I don't know why they chose this aesthetic. I really don't. They don't need to do it in this setting. They genuinely have done this because this is the gimmick that they want to press forward, they want to sell. You might love that. You might think that's excellent. I love retro, nostalgic lookbacks. And so do I, just not for crap TV. The pilot was 100 times worse than the second episode. I really struggled to find anything positive about the opening episode. It really was a fall from grace, because it was so bad for me that I thought, all this wait, all this build up, all this hype, and this is the opening. There's no fireworks, there's nothing that exciting to report, you don't learn anything, you're none the wiser from what the adverts tell you. It's just 30 minutes of time wasting in the first episode. It really is. The second episode improved, mostly because of the chemistry between Elizabeth Olsen, who plays Wanda, and between Paul Bettany, who plays Vision. They get put in a situational scenario where they have to bounce off each other, they have to interact with each other. It's a very mishap and caper, and that's about all I did prefer about the second episode, because still I walked away and I thought, what did you learn? What was the point? Did you learn anything about characters? Did you get any depth to the story? No, not at all. You get some insight to background characters that don't come across as if they're going to be big players. They are just going to be parts of the furniture throughout this show, because it is based off the setting of a crap sitcom. And that is my thing with this show is, why did you choose that? If you had done anything else, well, maybe not anything else, but just not that. That is such a boring, tired trope. Like, Frasier is still on television. People are not tuning in weekly to watch Frasier because it's old, it's boring, we've seen it. Friends, the exact same. The Office gets away with it because it has a different spin on it. It doesn't have the canned laughter. It doesn't tell your sheepish mind what you're supposed to be laughing at. It treats you like a human being and lets you laugh at what you find funny. The show, it's just meandering. It's not looking to achieve anything except for this one mystery that is, what's going on? Which is, I don't know, I personally find that really anticlimactic, especially when the show doesn't really make much of an effort to make it a mystery. This is obviously still just theory because we're only 2 episodes in, but you have a big reveal about things maybe not how they are. People are repeating themselves like they're stuck on a glitch, sort of like the Matrix. But then immediately after it happens, they cut to a most random watch advert ever. Has no placement in the show whatsoever. And of course, lo and behold, on the watch, there's a little Hydra logo, the octopus with the legs. I'm not Sherlock Holmes, I'm not Poirot. But I'm going to go ahead and put a solid amount of money on Hydra being behind it all, because Hydra are always behind it all. I hope it isn't Hydra, because you're telling me that we've achieved a cinematic universe for these characters, we've made people cry over these characters, we are effective writers, we are effective filmmakers, we are effective storytellers. And in all of these comics, Hydra's the only villain, apparently. Why can't we do something new? Why can't we introduce a new character, someone we haven't seen, someone who's maybe not a fan favourite but is interesting, someone in one of the rarer comics that you might not know about that will pique your interest? Why does it always have to be Hydra? And I just think it answers, I think it's obvious, I really do. Maybe I am taking 2 and 2 and getting 5. But I just think that's not even on the nose. You're literally just giving us the answer. It was that poorly managed, or I don't know, why even put it in there? Just don't put the watch advert in there. Keep us guessing. It's normally, there's a little trope you find with films, is when there's a big suspenseful moment like a whodunit. A lot of films, not all of them, but a lot of them will show you the culprit in the immediate next shot. It's just a thing, and they do it as a clever way of they're putting the answer in front of your face and you're not noticing, essentially, is why they do it. I think that's their plan here. Doesn't fucking work, though, because there's no other possible villains it could be beyond the moany blonde bitch who lives at number 34. And I'm going to go ahead and guess that the moany blonde bitch at number 34 doesn't know how to make black and white realities for people. So I'm going to go ahead and put some money on this being Hydra, which is hugely disappointing. The introduction to colour was probably the highlight of the opening 2 episodes. Don't really know what it means. It seems to be red specific until right at the very end, where Wanda turns, I think Wanda does it. Could be Vision, could be someone outside. It's not really specified. My initial instinct was Wanda was doing it, but neither here nor there. It seems to highlight red, which I don't know if that's a MacGuffin of some sort. Maybe they're trying to say something about that. Maybe you need to look out for red things. Or maybe it's just, it looks good against the black and white. I don't know. So there is definitely some intrigue, to a degree. The voice coming through the radio. For a minute I thought it was Steve Rogers, Captain America's voice I could hear. But then I thought, I don't know if that actually makes sense. Why would it be Steve Rogers, considering his position in where we know him to be through the movies? That's my dog. It doesn't make sense in that regard. But it could, because we don't really know what the timeline to this is, especially if the sitcom environment seems to be set in the 50s, 60s, I'm thinking. So he would be around if that is how we're doing it, but on the other hand, this could be a simulation which could be taking place in the current day, and if that's the case, then how does Captain America fit into that? Maybe I've completely misheard it, maybe it was someone else, maybe it was Falcon and the Winter Soldier, maybe it's something like that, maybe they're going to link into one of the more upcoming shows that they've got to release. Maybe there's something up the sleeve. We will see. My ultimate feelings on the first 2 episodes, quite weak. I don't mean to bag on it, because I know that this is a personal thing. I really do not like canned laughter. I don't like those sort of shows. They just do nothing for me. I'd sooner watch Wallpaper Dry than have to just watch jokes that are so unfunny, you need a audience laughter to let you know that that was a joke, by the way.
The ogre has fallen in love with the princess. Oh, good Lord. An ogre and a princess.
There was one scene in particular, actually, I think it was the second episode. Wanda comes into a room and she pats down a pillow, like a cushion, on the couch, and the canned laughter starts for a moment because they hear a noise outside and she sort of bolts upright. And then it stops, and there was no reason for canned laughter in that moment because A, it wasn't a joke, she was just coming into a room and patting down a cushion. I do that regularly because I'm a bit of an OCD freak. I don't hear myself laughing to death over it. It's just something that I do in my spare time or when I'm not even really thinking about it. And on top of that, the thing that makes her jump and stiffen upright is actually a big revelation about, what's going on in this world. So it really is. I know I'm bagging on it, and I don't mean to make this show sound terrible. I really don't, because I do think there are some things in there that are worth time, they're worth the commitment. Just hang in there, check out the third and fourth episodes and so on, and see where this leads. So I know that this is me specifically speaking when I say I just really don't like that format. I am going to stick with it. I am going to keep going, see where this leads. But I don't think this is going to be my absolutely hooked, can't wait for the next episode. I don't think it's going to have that effect on me, myself. It might for you, especially if you're a big Marvel fan. I'm pretty deep in there. I'm certainly more of a DC fan myself, but I like my Marvel stuff as much as the next guy. If you love this sort of thing, dive in. If you love shows like Cheers, One Foot in the Grave, anything like that, dive in. You'll love this. You will absolutely love this. If you don't like that sort of thing like me, maybe just tell yourself that they're 30 minutes each. You don't have to plug in a seatbelt and get through it or anything like that. You can easily go on your phone while you're watching it. It's quite easy watching. You might miss a thing here or two, but generally, I just found this middle of the road and quite aimless at times. But I'm hoping it's just a poor start and that they can unravel their story further and point us in a direction as to where this is going and what the point of it is, really. I'm not going to give the show a rating or a ranking of any sort because I think that's unfair. They've only given you an hour's worth. I don't even think it was a full hour, to be honest. It might have been nearer to 50 minutes. They haven't even given you that much to really dissect yet. I just thought it was a poor start, which is disappointing because I was excited to see what they were going to do with these spin-off shows. Maybe it's just this one. Maybe it'll get better. Maybe, you can't always strike gold first time of asking. Sometimes you do need to build a foundation and then let the fireworks commence. Let build the extension afterwards. A lot of shows and a lot of franchises get knocked and don't actually go anywhere because they do it out of order, because they decide to build the extension first, because they're more interested in sequels and sequels and sequels rather than what they've got right here in front of you. So maybe I am being too critical because I do respect that about the show, that they are trying to build a foundation. It's just I don't like the foundation, but that's personal. So give it a go. See what you think. I'd love to know what you think. Leave a comment below. Tell me I've got it all wrong. You love it. I'd love to hear that. I'd always like to see that people are enjoying themselves with TV and film. Or maybe you completely agree with me. Maybe you're quite let down by what's been put out there. Either way, if you could like, subscribe, be careful out there in these crazy worlds, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks. Bye.